Hello everyone, I'm Bethany with Texas Women's University Fitness and Recreation, and this is our virtual Mat Pilates class. Today we won't need any equipment unless you know that your body likes to have certain equipment during certain moves. And as always, because Pilates, I encourage you to listen to your body, to take breaks, and to hydrate appropriately throughout our class today. We'll begin with seated breathing. I'll turn to the side. You can sit comfortably with your knees bent and your feet either flexed or pointed or a combination of the two. That leads to the least amount of hip tension here as you sit upright. We'll take the hands and let them rest on the shins. Let's begin up nice and tall, taking a breath in. And then on the exhale, we're going to pretend that we're blowing out birthday cake candles and nod our head and flex forward and down. We'll hold for breath in and out, still breathing out those candles on the cake. And again, breathing in and out. And then on this next inhale, we'll stack everything up nice and tall in our start position. Nice. Let's take two more. Inhaling up nice and tall. Exhaling. Nodding that head and flexing it forward. Inhaling to hold. Exhaling. Breathing out through pursed lips. One more. Breathing in. And out. And then on that inhale, let's stack it back up nice and tall. Awesome. Let's take our last one. Breathing in and up. Exhaling, nodding the head. Curling it down. Inhaling. Exhaling. Blowing out our imaginary birthday cake candles. And then again, inhaling and exhaling. And then we'll inhale to stack us upright. Excellent. Let's shift forward to come down to our backs. Palms down on either side of the hips. We'll take a breath here, in and out. Feeling everything draw into the center of your body. Then on an inhale, we're going to think about this pelvis tilting toward us and flattening out the lower back just a little bit. And then we'll exhale to return to neutral. If I place my thumbs on the bony front parts of my hips, you can hopefully see it a little bit more. I inhale to tilt, and then exhale to lengthen. Or even a triangle here at the lower belly. Inhaling and then exhaling. Let's take two more. Inhaling and exhaling. Last one, inhaling and exhaling. Let's enter into our hip rolls. So it'll be the same thing, but we're going to keep going. Let's inhale to that imprint and then exhale. Start to roll that spine up off the mat, one vertebrae at a time until you have this nice diagonal shape, and you can see it a little bit better with my arm out of the way, but the idea is that from knees to flat lower part of the shoulder blades is in a diagonal shape, and I'm going to use glutes and hamstrings to really squeeze to lift into that position. We'll inhale here at the top, and then exhale. Start to curl that spine back down to the mat, the same way we came in, just the inverse direction. And then we'll release those hips last. Let's take a few more. Inhaling through that imprint, exhaling to curl it up. Inhaling at the top, and then exhaling to curl it right back down. And then let's take one more. Inhaling, passing through our imprint, and then exhaling, rolling that spine up off the mat,
Inhaling to hold. And then exhaling with control, rolling that spine back down to the mat, one vertebrae at a time, releasing the hips back to neutral last. Cool. Let's enter into our spinal rotation or our can-can. We're going to float those legs up to a tabletop position. We'll inhale here in the center, and then we'll exhale. Take those legs over to one side only as much as you can control with those abs. We'll inhale to hold here, and then we'll exhale. Use the core to draw those knees back to center and tabletop. We'll inhale to prepare. Exhale. Shifting over, using those obliques to rotate you. We'll inhale to hold here, and then exhale. Use those obliques to take those knees back to center. Again, inhaling to prep. Exhale. Rotate to one side. Inhale to hold. Exhale. Draw those knees back to center. Other side. Inhaling. Taking those knees and hips over. Exhaling to hold. And then inhaling back to center. I think I switched the breathing on you, but that's okay because we're going to take one more. Inhaling to prepare. Exhaling. Taking it over. Inhaling to hold. And then exhaling. Right back to center. Last time. Inhaling to prep. Exhaling. Taking it over. Inhaling to hold, and then exhaling, drawing those knees right back to center, and then let's float those feet back down to the mat. Let's take our awareness to our shoulders and let those arms raise to hover here. We'll inhale to shrug those shoulders up, and then exhale, reach fingertips to toes. Again, inhaling to shrug, and then exhale, reaching toward those heels. Last time, inhaling, shrug, and then exhaling, reach to the heels. And then inhale, let everything float back to neutral. Now let's take those hands and float them up to the ceiling, palms facing one another. And we'll inhale, reach to the ceiling, letting those shoulder blades protract. And then exhale, let them retract lightly together and down into one another, into the mat. And then inhale, reaching up. And then exhale, back into the mat and down. Last one, inhaling to reach. And then exhaling to retract. And then let those shoulders float their way to neutral and let those hands float down. Entering into our head nods, we'll inhale and nod the head, leaving the skull on the back of the mat or the floor. And then exhale, back to our neutral position. Again, inhaling to nod. And then exhale to neutral. Let's take our last one. Inhaling to nod. And then exhaling to neutral. Now let's combine some of that. Let those arms float on either side of the hips. Inhaling to nod the head, and then exhaling. Flex that spine up to our ab prep position. Inhale to hold, and then exhale. Roll it back down. Let's take a few more. Inhaling to nod. Exhaling. Curl that spine up. Inhaling, and then exhaling. Curling it down one vertebrae at a time. So the name of the game is about control. Last one, and we'll stay up. Inhale to nod the head. Exhale. Flex that spine up. Let's inhale. Float those arms up, palms facing in the direction of the chest. Exhale to hold. Then inhale. Reach opposite directions with those fingertips. Only as much as you can control. And then exhale, to center. Inhale, switching sides. Exhale, center. Again, inhale, reach. Exhale, center. Inhale, reach. Exhale, center. Last time each side. Inhale to reach. Exhale, center. And inhale, reach. And exhale, center. Inhale to hold. And then exhale, roll it back down and release those arms. Let's come to our stomach lying position. So we are here with the legs just past hip distance apart and laterally rotated at the hips, so turned out here. The palms will be face down on either side of the chest, just above the shoulders. We'll begin looking down at the mat in possibly a slightly hovered position. So where we don't want to be is here. We want to think about that whole back line in a neutral spine, drawing the belly button away from the mat. The shoulders lightly down, the inner thighs giving the sensation of squeezing together. Same for the back of the hips. As we're here, we'll take a full breath in to prepare, breathing in nice and deep. And then on the exhale, think about reaching the crown of your head up and away as you press lightly into the hands. We'll inhale here to hold. And then we'll exhale, curl it down on purpose, thinking about that rib cage connecting you back to the mat. Again, inhaling to prepare. Exhaling. Lengthening forward and up, drawing the shoulders down the back. Exhale to hold. Inhale to hold. And then exhale. Curl it right back down. I think I switched the breathing on you again, but that's okay because we've got one more and it's going to be our best. Full breath in to prepare. On the exhale, begin to curl it up. Inhaling to hold. And then exhaling, drawing that belly button away from the mat and curling it right back down to that start position. Awesome. That was breaststroke prep 1, going into breaststroke prep 2. Those hands are going to go palms facing in towards the hips, and it's going to be much the same. The legs and the feet stay in the same position, connected to the mat or the floor. So we'll begin by taking a full breath in. Then on the exhale, fingertips reach toward the heels and we lift. Inhale to hold. And then exhale, curl it down, keeping those arms still slightly lifted. Let's take 2 more. Inhaling to prep. Exhaling. Lengthening up and reaching. Inhaling to hold. And then exhaling. Curling it back down. Let's take a last one here. Inhaling to prep. Exhaling. Curling it up. Drawing those shoulder blades down the back and lifting through those triceps. Inhaling. And then exhaling. Curling us back down to the mat. Awesome. Hands can frame the chest so that we can press up and draw the knees in, rounding the spine, pressing the hands into the floor for a shell stretch. Breathing in nice and deep. And exhaling and feeling like somebody is lightly punching us into the stomach and we're drawing away from that t-shirt or that punch. Breathing in and out. Feeling the stretch in the back and the gentle ab engagement. Last time, breathing in and out. Then we can inhale to come up tall. Awesome. Let's shift around so that we are, again, sitting upright with the legs out in front, however reduces hip tension for us. It seems like feet flexed
is working well for me today. So that's the position I will be in. But again, distance here and pointed reflex is up to you and what feels best to your body. So let's take the arms out. We'll begin palms down just to have a little bit of variety. We'll take a breath up, nice and tall. Entering into our half roll back, we'll exhale, curl through that lower belly. This is going to be a large or a small motion based on what you can control with your lower abs. And then we'll inhale, scoop over an imaginary beach ball in your lap and take it forward. Now, exhaling, pull it all the way back, trying to keep the arms parallel to the floor. And inhale, lengthen over that imaginary beach ball. And then exhale, draw it back, feeling the shoulders glide naturally. Inhale, taking it forward for 3. Exhaling, rocking back, using the core. Inhaling, forward over that beach ball. And exhaling, taking it back. Inhaling forward. This time exhaling to hold, drawing that belly away from the thighs, and then inhaling up, nice and tall, going right into our obliques. Roll back. We'll exhale, rotate, taking the palms in toward each other, but opening out that arm. And then inhale, scoop the belly and stack it back up. Switching sides. Exhaling to rotate, scooping that belly. And then inhaling, rounding it right back up. Palms still facing in. Inhaling, taking it back. And then exhaling, back up. Inhaling back. I changed the breath. Exhaling, taking it back up. We'll inhale to hold. And exhale, take it back. Today is Change the Breath Pattern Day. Inhaling back up, but that just makes us better Pilates practitioners. Exhaling back. Inhaling back up. Let's take 2 more sets. Exhaling back. And inhaling, sweeping up. Exhaling back. And inhaling up. Last one. Exhaling. Inhaling. And very last one. Exhaling. And inhaling. And then exhaling. We can round that spine. Take a breath or 2 here. And one thing about Pilates is there's the original breath pattern, and then for an added challenge, the breath patterns in many of the moves are actually reversed. So we really did improve our Pilates practice on accident. All right, we're still here, flexed forward. Let's inhale to stack us to upright, and we will go into our single leg extension, rotating back to face down on the mat. So we're here with the hands stacked and the forehead stacked on top here. I'll be slightly turned to the side to talk to you guys, but we're going to think about taking those hips and rotating the legs out laterally to the opposite corners of the mat and engaging through that glute hamstring connection in order to point that toe down the mat so much that it causes that leg to lift just slightly. That's where we're going. It's a baby lift. It's not much. So we'll do that on an inhale, and we'll alternate each time. Starting with your favorite leg, we'll inhale to lengthen and lift through that glute hamstring connection, and exhale, lower it back down, switching sides and drawing that belly button away from the floor as we inhale to lengthen and lift, and then exhale, draw it down. Again, inhale
lengthen and lift. Exhale, take it down. And inhale, lengthen to lift. And then exhale, take it down. Last time each side, inhale, lengthen to lift. And then exhale, take it down. Last one, inhale, lengthen to lift. And then exhale, take it down. From this position, we can press slightly up, but we're going to turn right to our backs, entering into our Pilates 100. So here, you always have the option to keep the feet still on the floor. You'd be here, you'd be pounding on an imaginary mattress, trying to keep the upper body flexed up and stable without recruiting any further exaggerated pelvic tilts. A slight pelvic tilt is okay, but we'd be breathing in for 5 counts and then out for 5 counts. Otherwise, you can join me in a tabletop position. So to begin, let's get ourselves set up. Let's inhale to nod the head. Let's exhale. Flex that spine up. Keep breathing naturally if you're staying here. Otherwise, let's inhale to float one leg up. Exhale to float the other leg up. And let's breathe. Breathing in 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway. In. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. In. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Take those hands to the outsides of the right knee. On the exhale, lengthen that left leg going into our single leg stretch, pressing through that glute hamstring connection. Inhale back to center, and then exhale, switch legs. Inhale, center, exhale, switch. Inhale, center, exhale, switch. Inhale, center, exhale, switch. Inhale, center, exhale, inhale, center, exhale, inhale, center, exhale, switch. Last round. Inhale, center, exhale, keeping it flexed up. Inhale, exhale, and inhale. Now take those hands, take an imaginary top hat off as you exhale, coming to your hollow body, lengthening arms and legs. And then inhale, swan dive or snow angel it all back around to that start position, knees in. Exhale, reach and lengthen. Inhale, swim around. Exhale, reach and lengthen. Inhale, swim. 2 more. Exhale, inhale around. Last one. Exhaling. And then inhaling around. Let those knees float down. Take those hands, snow angel them behind the head. We're going to go into our obliques. We'll inhale here in the center. Exhale. Think about taking opposite shoulder to opposite knee, even if it won't get there. Inhaling back to the center, keeping that height in the curl of the chest. Changing sides on an exhale. Inhale back to center. Exhale. Rotate. Inhale, center, lift. Exhale, switch. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch. Inhale, center. Exhale. Inhale. Last round. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. Roll it down. Take those knees into the chest if you like. And then from there, we're going to go to our swimmer prep.
in a tabletop position. For those of you who are excited about Pilates swimming, we won't be trapped here forever, but I really want to give us a feel of that cross body motion. So, beginning with opposite arm and leg of your choice, we'll inhale to press toes and fingertips along the mat of the floor. Keep inhaling to lengthen and lift to just in line with the body. Exhale to hold. Inhale to hold. And then exhale. Draw everything back down to that start position, and we'll switch sides. Inhaling, pressing toes and fingertips along the mat. Exhaling to lengthen and lift. Inhaling to hold. And then exhaling to take it back down to that start position. Speeding it up just a tiny bit. We'll inhale up and exhale down. Inhaling to lengthen and lift this time, and then exhaling, taking it down, switching sides, inhaling, lengthen and lift, exhaling, drawing it down, one more set each side, inhaling, lengthen and lift, and then exhale, taking it down, and last one, inhaling, and exhaling. Inhale to hold, and then exhale, sit it back, rounding the spine for a shell stretch. Taking 3 good breaths here, breathing comfortably, and still feeling that abdominal contraction. And then we'll inhale, lengthen it back up to our hero pose. Let's shift to our side. We'll be in a check mark position. So that means if we have the legs directly out long, we're going to take them about 1 foot length in front and leave the torso alone and the hips stacked. How do I know if my hips are stacked? Well, if I can see that there is a space this way for my hips, then I know that I need to come forward. If it's too much and I feel like I could start to set more of a coffee cup on the back of my hip, then I need to come more centered here. Hopefully that made a little bit of sense. Otherwise, we'll take the arm long and we'll be rested here. Sometimes people are not that happy here as far as spinal alignment, so you can also take hold of your head with your hand here. Where we're not wanting to go just yet is this position for today. So here or here to begin. I'll be here. We're going to go into side kicks because we are laying on our side and we're about to kick forward. Take that top leg, float it to about in line with the hip, and we're going to inhale forward twice without letting the upper body move. So we don't want to shift forward or back or go into a crunch position. We want to be stable. Hand can be here to help support a little bit and stabilize a little bit. Let's inhale forward for 1, 2, and then we'll flex that foot and exhale it back to that start position. Again, inhaling, and then exhale, taking it back. Inhale, pointing forward, exhaling to take it back. Inhaling, and then exhale, take it back. Again, inhale, exhale back, and inhale, and exhale, taking it back. Letting it float to center, we're going to go up and down this time, pointing and flexing. Inhaling to point up, only as much as you can control without changing the situation between the shoulders and the hips. Flexing the foot and exhaling, taking it down to just in line with the hip. So not here, but here. Let's take a few more. Inhaling to point and lift. Exhaling to take it down. Again, inhaling to point and lift. Exhaling to take it down. 2 more. Inhale, point to lift. Exhale, take it down. And again, inhale, point. And exhale, take it down. And we can release, and let's simply press up, swivel the legs and the hips to switch sides, and we'll rinse, repeat, checking in with our body. So we'll start with everything long and in one line, then we'll walk the feet about 1 foot's length forward so that we can then come down to either the arm here or cradling the head in the hand. Checking in with those hips, wanting them to be stacked, and having the hand for a little bit of extra support and stability, but we're not relying on it. Let's float that top leg to in line with hip, and we'll begin with the forward kicks. 2 breaths in, breathing in for 2, and then exhaling, flexing, and drawing it back. Again, inhale forward, exhale, taking it back. Again, inhale, exhale, taking it back, and in, exhale back. Last one, in, and exhale, taking it back. Leaving it here, pointing through that toe. We'll inhale to point through the toe, lifting, exhaling, flexing and lowering back to in line with the hip or that start position. Again, inhale, point to lift, exhale, lowering down. Again, point, inhale, lift, exhale, flex and lower, and point to lift, inhale, exhale, lower, or hip pop, because mine just popped. Last one, inhale, point, lift, exhale, flex and lower, and we can release. From there, we're going to go to a seated position, but this will be a little bit different. We are fairly accustomed to being here with the legs crossed and the arms in a rounded shape, but we're actually going to take the legs out to a flexed position. So they are just past the width of my shoulders. That being said, we'll take those arms into that same circular position. We'll inhale it nice and tall, and then we'll exhale, rotate through those obliques, and then inhale, back to center. Exhale, rotate, and then inhale, back to center. Exhale, rotate, inhale, center, exhale, rotate, inhale, center. One more round, exhale, rotate, inhale, center, and then exhale, rotate, inhale, center. Let those fingers float toward the floor. We're going to go into a spine stretch forward here. We'll inhale it nice and tall, and then on the exhale, nod the head and start to walk those fingers forward, thinking of lengthening the spine forward and down. We'll inhale to hold, exhale to hold, and then we'll inhale, use the core to roll you back up to that start position. Let's take 2 more. Inhaling up nice and tall, exhaling, nodding the head, rolling it down and forward, inhaling to hold, exhaling to hold, and then inhaling to use the core to stack you back upright. Let's take our last one, inhaling up tall, and then exhaling, rolling it down, inhaling to hold, exhaling to hold, and then inhaling, using that core to stack you back up. Let's come to a comfortable for you seated position. Mine is definitely not in a small V or straddle, so I'll be cross-legged, but you're the person in charge of your own Pilates adventure. Let's take those palms facing out to the sides, and we'll take our last breath together, breathing in and up, and then exhaling down through the center of the body, palms touching, and we did it. Thank you guys so much for joining me on our Mat Pilates virtual journey today. If you have questions, comments, or requests, just drop us a line in the comment box below. Thanks, you guys, and have a great week.